Radio Fox.
History books are made to be broken. Every generation seeking to surpass the previous.
What we call it,
To leave their own mark. With every moment etched in time.
Well, as a matter of fact, I think we have a special secret guest here at Radio Fox. Jeremy McGrath's room, please.
Phenomenal, thank you.
Honor yesterday. Invent tomorrow.
Hello, Jeremy?
That might be me.
Jeremy, how's it going?
Reintroducing Radio Fox.
Jeremy, how's it
Broadcast
going?
by Vurb. Reintroducing Radio Fox. Broadcast by vurbmoto.
Yes, Radio Fox. Now look, we weren't even planning on doing an episode right now, but thanks to our man Davey Coombs, we're gonna get the OG Pete Fox on the phone, the
Right here.
rotary dial landline.
We deserve to have the man that, along with Davey Coombs, collaborated with this whole thing, and I'm going to put my headphones on and get ready to welcome this guy.
Oh, we're here.
We just went analog and digital together right now. We just
Are we
conquered the technological
Are we in a
divide.
time machine?
Yeah, I think so. It's might as well get a hot tub in here. Did we just go 88 miles an hour?
We did.
Okay, let's fire up the DeLorean.
Eventually, I'll figure these headphones out.
Hello.
Pete.
Yes.
Hey, man, I've been waiting 30 years to tell you this, but welcome to Radio Fox.
Has it been? Wow, has it been 30 years?
It has.
Exactly 30
That's
years,
unbelievable.
1993.
1993. Yeah,
That
that's
is-
pretty wild.
So I'm
That's
joined.
wild.
I'm joined here. Your seat is being taken up by both Jason Weigandt and Kevin Kelly.
Crowd
and
loves
Hey, guys.
we've been doing some bench racing all week, and they were dying to talk to you because I don't think they believed all of my stories about just how much of a pioneer set it was.
It was ahead of its time. There's no doubt about that, Pete.
It was. It's wild that we pulled it off. You know, I was thinking about you guys having technical difficulties, and we definitely had a lot of those in the early days. I remember.
Yeah, I'd imagine. But
And that-
I don't know if you know this, Pete, but like Kevin here with the DMXS radio, which started in 2001,
Yep.
but it was all you trying for like 8 years to figure out how to recreate Radio Fox.
Yeah, we had to wait for internet.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
once we got that, now the sky's the limit. But you guys, man, you guys were so against the technology. Like, there's no chance of this happening, but you figured it out by way of rotary phone and knowing the hotel number that Jeremy McGrath was staying at, which I don't know how you know that here at the ranch. Like, you stop 411. I don't know how that works.
Like I
I
said,
don't remember how we did that.
Yeah, I think that Pete had was getting ready to begin sponsoring Jeremy after the '94 season, and it was just a very what's the right word? We ad-libbed everything, and we just
Very loose. I would say it was very, very loose, right? And just calling and, hey, we might do this, and didn't have to explain a whole lot. I think, you know, people in general were pretty enthusiastic about just doing anything back then, you know, whether it was videos or Radio Fox or, you know, going for photo shoots. Everyone was really, that period to me felt like just a lot of excitement where everything we talked about, it was easy to get people excited and involved.
I feel like you guys were peeling back layers that you didn't see. But this show, unfortunately, didn't have the internet, so not a ton of people were able to listen to it at the time. But then certainly when you talk about the videos that you were doing with Terra Firma and whatnot, you were kind of getting to see what the regular lifestyle was like and what these guys were like away from the podium. And I don't feel like, Pete, the sport had seen that angle of the sport yet.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I think it was also great timing in that their lifestyles were pretty fun back then. You know, I think maybe not as serious with training and the regimens they are now. They were just had kind of a looser lifestyle, some looser than others.
Pete, earlier we had Jeff Emig on, who, believe it or not, won a moto today. And when we started this back in the Radio Fox days, Jeff was the 125 national champion. And he was a Team USA rider and was ascendant in his career. And do you remember you asking him to do the weather for us?
I remember him doing the weather. Yeah, that was fun. That's the thing about Loretta's too, is that you never know about the weather.
Yeah, well, he wanted to be part of it so bad, and you're like, well, we have a co-host. We have Jerry Bernardo here. We have Mickey Diamond here.
Bernardo.
Yeah. Well,
He goes, "Oof."
why don't you?
Bernardo.
Why don't you do the weather? And Jeff, we threw it to Jeff, and he just looks outside and he goes, "It's sunny."
And hot.
It is hot and humid. Gosh, that's great.
That's funny. That's funny.
It's always funny.
What happened to Mike Brown? Did Mike Brown fall or decide not to race? How did Emmett win?
Decide not to race.
He knew. He knew.
You're getting away from the vibe of Radio Fox, which is not to actually have anything factual or any reporting, but let's say it involved a broken front piece.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
The bike has two of them, and one of them wasn't working anymore.
Oh, wow. That was his bike.
Yes. It's funny. I've never had both you and Davey to talk to you both on the phone at the same time. Here's something, I don't know if you guys even connected these dots that I've always thought about with both of you. You both had families that had started iconic businesses in this sport, but you guys both freaking love motocross. Like, you could have been like, I don't know, it's what my parents do. I don't really care. But you, Pete, same thing. Like, you're just a motocross guy. Whether you had a family that was starting a business or not, you just love this sport.
1,000%. Just like Davey, just like I think Gabrielle at Alpine Star, there's definitely a generation like us that we're lucky to be part of. That is, where the parents started something, planted some amazing seeds, and we were able to come in and nurture and grow and kind of add a different spin and different life to it.
Like the founding fathers of all things moto.
We're the founding sons.
Yeah, sons of the fathers
did that.
Yeah. We were just lucky enough to be born into a family of parents that really embraced it. But what's funny is, had we decided to do, and Vurbmoto decided to do Radio Fox last year, Pete was here. Pete's been coming back with his daughters and staying down there by the creek, and he's probably watched more motos than you guys realize, because he just gets in the trees just like anyone else and just devours motocross.
It's such a great sport, right? And not only, when I was thinking about Loretta's, because I'm unfortunately not there, and thinking about how much I miss it and what it means to me, and I'm sure it means to everyone else out there. Like, if you're out there, motocross isn't just kind of a casual sport that you just do, to kill time. That's something that you have so much passion and heart for, and it means so much to people. A lot to me, when you think about like the purest form of that passion, that love, it is that event that you guys read. It's Loretta Lynn. It's like, that's what it crystallizes to me. It's way more than, I'm not going to going out there and watching motocross. It's seeing your friends and your family and everybody that is part of this same tribe that just loves this, what dirt bikes, motocross means to them and their families. And I get choked up when I think about like the times awesome. And what it means to me.
Yeah, it's funny.
I thought about what my last thing on that is. I've thought about, like, at the end of my life, when I look back and I think about the things that really impacted me. Obviously, it's my parents and my kids and my family. But when I think about places, I think Loretta Lynn's is like at the top of that. I put it even as above like my childhood home and what it's meant to me throughout my life.
I don't know much more we can say about.
That's pretty incredible right there.
Are we getting too serious?
No, I do think that Pete Fox just dropped the Radio Fox mic.
He did.
That's unbelievable.
I'm definitely not alone in that. I think everybody that's out there in a motorhome, if they don't feel it now, they're going to feel it at some point in the future when they really start to look back on what it's done to them.
And Pete, for what it's worth, and you'll appreciate this. So we're in Mr. Spears' spot down there. Lucy Block is here with the kids. They're bench racing with Ryan Hughes and Axel Hodges' mom. None of them have anyone here racing. They're just here, and they're in your spot. So 2024 Radio Fox 2 returns for a second season, and we'd love to have you. And by the way, if you don't follow Pete Fox on Instagram, he breaks down.
He does.
He breaks
every
down
weekend.
the coolest stuff, and it doesn't matter if it's Jet Lawrence, Joe Shimoda, Mitch Cumstein. If he sees something cool in the races, he just celebrates it. And one of my favorite places to stop by on a Sunday morning after a Supercross or a Pro Motocross.
Good follow.
Awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's-
and the racing's been great, but I think the announcing this season has been the best.
The clips don't necessarily have the audio in them, but I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. I'm learning stuff. Obviously, I watched the show, but I didn't see it until
I
you
recorded in the middle of the night. I need to add that I sometimes I include the audio when it's like really on point. I'm not just kissing ass. I think the announcing this year is so good. It's adding so much to it.
Yeah. Hey,
So I
Pete,
appreciate that, and I want to thank everybody.
well, right on. Let me drop one more funny thing. I was talking last night or earlier in the week about the video you did in Terra Firma with Ricky, Travis, and James on the couch at the Minios. And it's funny to think that 2 of those 3 kids are now the color analysts for Pro Motocross and Monster Energy Supercross.
nuts.
And the other one's Travis Pastrana.
Yeah, he would be fine.
He doesn't need the work.
Yeah, he'd be okay if you give him a call.
Dude, you had like the 24 Yankees. Like that's Gehrig, DiMaggio, Babe Ruth, like a murderer's row of guys. Like your foresight to pick those guys up, it's just remarkable. Like where did that even come from?
We had an unbelievable group of people that was like searching out talent, and then just the friendships that we had with people in the industry. I think that we had a lot of positive energy about what we were doing. And I think people wanted to be part of it, which felt great. It's amazing that we shot that. I mean, the fact that got filmed, it's just one of those like lightning in a bottle things that it's kind of a miracle that we were able to do that, and it came off so well. And if it wasn't that one time at that one event, nobody would have that. It's such a special part, I think, of probably their stories and the story of moto.
Right on.
Yeah, that one's all time. You cannot find a different combination of riders or time or place that can match that. It's one and done. That one's all time. Yep. That's awesome.
And their personalities are so cute. It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I still remember filming it. I was laughing the whole time. It was hilarious.
And when I went to visit James to do his podcast, the Bubba's World podcast, I remember thinking, I wonder where that Dairy Queen is.
Dee Dee Burns.
Dee Dee Burns.
Dee Dee Burns.
Dee Dee Burns.
Well, Pete, we'll let you get back to it. We miss you here at the ranch this year. Can't wait to see you next year. See you at the LA Coliseum for the Super Motocross World Finals.
Absolutely. Thanks for calling, you guys. It was fun talking with everybody.
Right on.
How's the weather? Hot? Did Emmett do the weather?
That's great. Thanks, Pete. Thanks for inventing this and letting us come back 30 years later.
Well, have fun with you guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Take care.
Man, crowd's getting bigger and bigger, Jason. Really big fans of Pete Fox. We all are, man. You're right, man. He's so artistic in everything the guy does. Picking riders, picking apart races, designing gear. The guy's, it's ridiculous.
And the Terra Firma thing came out just a little bit after. I think they were doing it at the same time. But to me, more of that era was the Dream On ads. Remember the Robbie Raynard and Johnny Marley and Ricky Carmichael sitting out here. I had to argue with my dad to be able to let them ride the track the day after Loretta Lynn's so that they could shoot this. I'm like, the only round to go over the jump. And then it didn't quite go the way we wanted, but the next year, Pete's like, we need to do it when it's grass. And we got Davey Coombs. And Davey Coombs, a kid from Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, ended up in a Dream On ad. And
that's a dream.
Yeah, it was incredible. But yeah, those are good times.
Yeah. Fox. People have this great nostalgia thing for the 90s right now. That's kind of like the hot era that everyone's talking about, and they were absolutely at the top of the game at that point. It's inarguable that was it right there.
Dude, he touches on stuff like why guys wanted to do this, why it was a little bit looser, because it was a little bit looser. It's not as serious. I mean, it's serious. They still have fun, but they had a lot more fun back then. Yeah. I had more fun back then.
Yeah, I think we all did. I mean, that was high school times
Still
for me.
good. It's still
It was pretty
fun,
darn
but
good.
it was different.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Pete Fox, for thanks for Fox for letting us do the show.
Yeah, he had to be on. We had to get this
Yes.
guy on.
Good job. Good job wrangling that, Davey. All right, that was a special episode for you folks. That's Pete Fox of Fox helping us out with our show. Thanks for watching.